in 2016, I was living in Missouri, and my parents were in Illinois, and my dad was in the process of making decisions about what they were going to do growing older. They chose this progressive care community, and they were actually excited about moving there. And so I would go back and forth between Missouri and Illinois, helping them to pack their belongings from our house of 45 years and move into this place. They were starting in a villa. What we didn't think would happen was in November of that year, we knew he was going to go in for spinal stenosis surgery. And the plan was that he would be in the hospital for 2 to 5 days and then go back to their lovely villa in this progressive care community. What we didn't think was that he wouldn't come out of the hospital. He never came out of the hospital, except to go to a long-term care facility. So my dad had been caring for my mom, who had dementia, and so I took leave from my job and just moved to Illinois and tried to deal with this dilemma. What do I do now that my dad is in the hospital and my mom has dementia? And so we navigated that for 2.5 months. My dad finally got to come back to his home, but just for a week on hospice. Nobody had planned, it was not in anybody's crystal ball that Dad would leave this earth and without knowing what we should do with Mom. So I moved her to Missouri with me. She was in another facility there, but then they said, you know what, she needs memory care. She needs to go to memory care. So I looked at all these places, 5-star ratings, all these places in Kansas City, but nothing really would fit, because the model that they had is a common model where you start out in independent living and then you go to assisted living and then you add on these levels of care and then you go to skilled nursing if you need that. But then for all those who don't fit any of those go to memory care. And when I would look at that, it's just, my mom, with her light and her, her spark and her joy of life, she just didn't fit there. So when I was asked to interview for a job at John Peter Smith Hospital here in Fort Worth, and I said, only if it works for my mom. And so when I came here to interview James L. West and see what their model was, I was so encouraged, because it wasn't where everybody who had memory care problems was in this one place, but here, the different neighborhoods where people are really put with like-minded people, and that just works so well. So I try to, I thought when I went to Brazos, I said, this could really work for my mom. And so it's a 1.5 years ago that I moved her here, and I've just been thrilled with her life here and my life here. She's involved in activities, she has her friends, they care about each other, she's friends with the caregivers and the nurses and the aides and the activity directors, and it's just been really a gift from God. It was such a leap of faith for us to leave Missouri and drive down here, but I'm just so glad of it. I love coming here. I come evenings and weekends, and I feel embraced by family. And it gives my life meaning and purpose. And not only is it a great place for Mom, but it's a great place for me too. So, I can go get her some pie from the fridge and maybe share it with her when I come over in the evening. But it's the atmosphere that you all have created, and it just continues to get better and better and better. I love being able to learn. I love being at JPS. I love that all that you do here is not just for the residents here and the families, but it is to educate and inform the whole community.